Hey, what's up? Jag Mangat for the Sports Post podcast. It is April the 27th, 2021. And if you guys caught the recap, or if you guys watched Monday Night Raw, it was okay. It wasn't too bad. Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre in the main event, and what happened was the winner. The implication was the winner of that match. If Braun Strowman won that match, he would go on to WrestleMania Backlash, and then that main event would become a triple threat. So now, and he won because of I can't remember the guys' names. One of them was T-Bar. I have no idea, but basically those guys interfered in the Drew McIntyre match with Braun Strowman, costing Drew McIntyre the match, and then all of a sudden Drew McIntyre lost, Braun Strowman won. So now in WrestleMania Backlash, it will be Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman versus Drew McIntyre for the championship. And something I want to talk about. I heard. I know this is a bit off topic, but it is what it is. Bret the Hitman Hart basically said today that Triple H was wanted to beat The Rock at all times, and I remember, and this is so true because I remember back in the day, the you could like sense that, and then I read reviews, I read a lot of articles on the internet at that time, basically saying Triple H was jealous and whatnot, and which he was because I remember they all hosted Saturday Night Live. Mick Foley, Big Show, Triple H, The Rock. Like Rock was hosting it, and then he had the WWF guys at the time supporting him and Vince McMahon. So then you could see, if you guys have the chance, Google that, YouTube it, and you could see Triple H's face, and he was in disgust. He was so jealous, and it's not some sort of secret because I remember The Rock wanted to wrestle Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels clearly said, "No, I'm not going to wrestle you," because he didn't want to put The Rock over, and he didn't want to make him famous. And obviously, Triple H and Shawn Michaels are buddies, but then all of a sudden, The Rock did it on his own. He became like an actual superstar. And years later, when Shawn Michaels said, "Oh, how about me and The Rock do a match?" because he wanted to revive his career, and The Rock doesn't forget. The Rock basically said no, and you didn't do that favor for me when I was starting up. Now I'm not gonna do this favor for you when you're pretty much on your last legs on your wrestling career. And Triple H tried to do the same thing as The Rock to go into Hollywood, and obviously he didn't succeed. There was an episode of Monday Night Raw, I still remember this to this day, that um, Triple H basically said to The Rock, "Yeah, we all know why you're doing movies," meaning that he can't cut it in the WWE, and everybody knows that that's stupid because it's The Rock, and you clearly tell that the Triple H was jealous, and it's just the whole male ego thing, how he became jealous, and The Rock was getting higher and higher superstar ratings, and Triple H just I think he realized down the road that he's not that kind of guy. He's not that superstar, and he's more of a businessman now backstage. Because I can't remember the last time that he actually wrestled, and um, a couple of years ago he came to the ring wearing a T-shirt, and he wrestled in a T-shirt. So that just goes to show you that he's aging, and he can't cut it as a wrestler anymore, so he has to become a businessman. I'm not knocking him. I just saying that when push comes to shove, you know, it's you get what you deserve, because he was jealous the whole time, and now look at The Rock, look at Triple H. Triple H, everything happens for a reason. He was meant to run the WWE, and he's more of a businessman now, which is cool. You do your thing, right? And The Rock is completely opposite. He's doing movies and stuff. I don't know if he's gonna run for president. He could. Look at look at Trump. He made it, so anyone can make it, right? Um, let's go switch back to the NHL for a second here. NHL, congratulations to the Carolina Hurricanes, who clinched a playoff spot last night, and we are waiting for Florida Panthers to clinch a playoff spot. There, I think they play today against Nashville, I believe it is, and if they actually beat, you got Kevin Love's story in the back. I'll tell you that in a second. Um, and basically, if Florida wins, they clinch a playoff spot. So check out the podcast tonight. I'll go over the games and who's all playing on implications. Pittsburgh is they're on a roll. Tampa sliding a bit, but it's not the playoffs yet. So NBA tonight, we got a pretty good matchup with Steph versus Luka, Dallas versus Golden State. Dallas never won last night against the Kings, so the margin between the Lakers and the Dallas Mavericks grows even larger. It went from 2 games to 3 games now, and I don't think that the Mavericks will surpass the Lakers in the standings to move to fifth spot. I think the Lakers are safe. Lakers won last night in an ugly, ugly win against Orlando Magic. Win's a win, right? So hopefully they can build on that. I believe it is Golden State versus Dallas tonight. That's one matchup. New York, I was rooting for them, but they lost versus Phoenix last night, and Phoenix looking to climb to number one because Jazz are slipping a little bit. We all knew that. After All-Star, they have not been the same. I know Donovan Mitchell is out, but still. And yeah, it's quite a few number of games in the NBA tonight. One particular game as well. You might want to check out the Brooklyn Nets versus Toronto Raptors. Last game, Toronto Raptors beat the Nets, but there was no KD, no James Harden. Still no James Harden, but there is KD now. So you want to check that out. And their first place, Philly is just 1 game behind, but still. You want to check that game out because KD and Kyrie are out for revenge. They want to beat the Raptors tonight, but will that happen? The Raptors have Siakam, Van Vliet, Lowry, Chris Boucher. I'm not 100% if he's still on the injured list. But then again, he could play. And that rookie Machala, I'm sorry, I butchered the name, but this kid is unreal. He's gonna be a good, really good player. But let's switch gears to Kevin Love. Now, I don't know if anyone knows, Kevin Love is frustrated with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and there's a play where the opposite team scored, and Kevin Love was supposed to inbound the ball. The ref passed him the ball, and he kind of just hit it and let it go like that. So I could tell he's frustrated. He's actually went on record to say he has a mental health, like depression and whatnot kind of thing. So, I think it's not getting any better because he's in Cleveland. I think that what he needs to do, if he still has money on the deal, like go up to Dan Gilbert and say, I want a buyout. Like, you pay a little money back to the Cavs, but at least you're out of that situation. Sometimes it's not all about the money, it's about the culture. You got to get away from the culture, from the negative culture, to get to a better culture, even if that means reducing your pay and, just dealing with it. And then eventually, once you're in the new culture, the positive culture, you will succeed in that, and then basically you will grow from there. So I keep telling this to everybody. Don't worry about, like Bernie Mac says, don't worry about the money. The money will come. Just focus on being good and doing good. And at the end of the day, the money will come. And yeah, it's not about the money at first. It's about the culture and being better and performing at a high level. Sometimes you just got to move on from your current situation. This is Jag Mangat for the Sports Post Podcast. It is April 27th. Check out the podcast tonight. Jag Mangat.